Chicago Woodstock this spring. So I think I got Keynote figured out, so we're in good shape. I do a comic strip called FoxTrot. Sorry about that. It runs in these things called newspapers. And I've been doing it since before a few of you might have been born. 22 years now. What I thought I'd do is show you a little bit about my background as a gamer and just legitimize myself and say I'm slightly worthy to be speaking to you all. My geeky gaming probably started freshman year in high school. Actually, sophomore year in high school, I was exposed to Dungeons & Dragons, and this is a photo of my actual original 3-volume box set that I bought in 1977. Which just to make it clear how really old I am, I was playing Dungeons & Dragons when Mike Kulik was born. So that's pretty scary. And also to further amplify what a dweeb I am, this is the label I made to put on Todd's set. I don't know if you can read it, but it's one of those homemade label makers, and it says Dungeons & Dragons. Just in case. Anyway, I moved on from tabletop games to computer games, and back in the late 70s, really, you didn't have a lot of computer options, and this was the model of teletype that they had in my high school. So I used to play Star Trek simulations on a thing that spat out rolls of paper. And so if you can imagine what a 20-minute game was like, it was deforested half of South America. And then we got an Apple II, and the original Castle Wolfenstein, not this first-person shooter, something else. And played a lot of arcade games. These were some of my favorites. The Star Wars game, the one in the middle nobody ever played. It was called Bagman, but it was fun. And the one on the right, I think it's Joust. No, Robotron. Robotron. I like that. Then I got a Mac. Dark Castle is one of the early Mac games, and Beyond Dark Castle. Then I finally got a color computer and started playing new games. 3 and 3 was a puzzle game, and I somehow was able to finish it and get my strip done at the same time. That kind of impressed me. But this was before I was married, so I had a lot of free time. Then I played Myst, which is also a puzzle game, and then moved on to the newer version of Wolfenstein. And then Myth 2, this was back when Bungie, was not a Microsoft subsidiary, so they actually made Mac games. And Myth 2 was my favorite for a long time. I still miss it. And I keep hoping that there'll be a Myth 4 someday, Myth 3. And then my wife, early in our marriage, for it was Valentine's Day, our anniversary, bought me Warcraft 2 because the guy at the game store said, "Oh, your husband plays Mac games, so like this." And she had no idea what sort of Pandora's box was in. Warcraft 2, led to Warcraft 3, then I had Diablo 1 and 2, and then StarCraft. I was actually a beta tester for the original StarCraft, which was pretty cool. But my Mac was one of the really early iMacs, and it got like 5 frames per second. So I didn't give him a very good data report. I couldn't play very well. And then I've more recently moved on to World of Warcraft. And if you read my script, I've done about a bazillion World of Warcraft jokes. This is my shaman pledging his eternal allegiance to the Lich King. I'm not sure I'm playing the game right. And, so for you guys from Penny Arcade, see, I really have gotten that far. Let's see. So anyway, that's my background as a gamer. So I do this comic strip, and obviously I want to inject gaming humor into my strip as much as possible, but there is a little bit of a problem for me being a newspaper cartoonist. There's a pie chart of you know, the Penny Arcade audience where you've got an overwhelming percentage that are gamers, and then a few people who just, you know, misclick on Google or something and show up and they're non-gamers. This is my audience here. And so you know, I have to space the gaming jokes out a little bit to keep newspaper editors happy and to keep the emails down. But I do think I get enough gaming jokes in there to keep the geekier fans happy. One of the ways I do it is I try really hard to make the point of the strip about the characters as much as possible, so that even if you don't know what Diablo 3 is, blah, 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 I do the joke in a way where it's about Jason, or it's about the mom's relationship with Jason, so that, you know, the 50-year-old lawyers out there can still figure out what's going on. So here's